Hi, this is Linda with Casey Creations by Linda. I'm doing a tutorial today for Digi and SVG designs for you. So if you want to pick up your set, I'll put the link in the description box so you can find it. It is called her Beekeeper Beehive Loaded Pocket. And loaded is an understatement. This little guy is full of ephemera. And we'll go through and I'll pull out all these little guys so you can actually see the beehive. And I'll give you some tips along the way on how I do it. When I do ephemera, I back it with another layer of cardstock, but it's not necessary. If you don't want to back it, you don't want the bulk, then just put the full sheet in. We'll grab a sheet here. Put this full sheet back in your printer and print on the other side with some of the backing paper that's provided in the kit. That way you don't have an ugly white side when they flip over. Cardstock does make it a little bulkier, but if you're going to back it on another layer, then I would use 32-pound cardstock, not copy paper. So here's our little bee here. Go through all the ephemera, and you're going to see it when I show you the pieces. But this little guy is loaded. Made a little tuck spot out the little sign there. In this pocket, the front has 3 pockets. Got all this ephemera, and they are all backed. And up here in this pocket, and I fussy cut out the little bee and put him on the flower. The little tabs here also. They're provided in the kit. And there's our beehive. Put a little bee right here as a decoration. These are all fussy cuts. Added a little bee here for decoration. And how you decorate is totally up to you. Let's flip him over. He does have a back side. This says Sip Life Sweet Memories. Put a little bee there. And all this ephemera. Backed one of the little bees there. I put a foam dot under here so the little flower would be raised. And we have more. When you get to this piece, and I'll point it out on the printed paper, you want to back this, but not with cardstock. You can print on the back, I would recommend, because you have to fold it here to make the little pocket. And the little pocket holds all these little guys. And here, the same thing on the tickets. If you want to fold them like this, then print on the back side, because you don't want cardstock. It'd be too thick for it to fold nicely and lay flat. I put the bee there. Some more ephemera. And this does come, and I'll show you, you don't have to cut out this hole if you don't want to, but if you do, use an X-Acto knife. I put one of the little bees on the top there. Again, this little folder, you want to print on the other side so it's not too thick to fold. And it has all this ephemera in it. And the pieces that you use, totally up to you. I used them all. If you've seen my journals, you know I like stuff. And there's the little guy right there. And we have one more card, and there's your back. And I put a little bee up there. Now, backing it is also a choice. You can glue this down to your page, totally. Glue it all completely down. Or you can make it where it fits in a big pocket, and then you can pull it out, and you can use the back side. Also, you could glue it down just on the left side and the bottom on your page, and then you would have a tuck spot here also to stick some of your stuff. That's totally up to you. There's many ways we can do this one. So let's look at everything we're going to be working with here. Here is our actual beehive. This is the front. This is A. This is what the pockets glue onto. This one is the back. Goes on the reverse side of this if you're going to make it into a pocket where you can pull it out. Here's all the pockets that go on the front. There's little tabs, more little fussy cuts. And this little guy here that I showed you, see, it says admit one. It folds right here, and it folds to the back and makes a pocket. So you want to back this with, or excuse me, copy this on the back. This is the pocket if you want to use the back as another pocket, or if you don't, then you don't need this piece if you're going to glue it down on your paper. Here's some more of the beautiful fussy cuts. Now I glue all of these on cardstock because I like mine very firm. And here's the little jar I told you. She has colored it lightly so it looks absolutely fine. If you don't like to use an X-Acto knife to cut out the little hole, that's fine. This one you'll need to print on the back of it also because we're going to score here, here, and here, and 2 layers of cardstock would be too thick. So we want to print on the back of that one. Here's some more of the ephemera. Now what I do for my bees is I will put it back in the printer and print on the other side. Then I have a choice. I can always take the little guy and back him on another piece to use if I like. Let's find one in olive here. I know there he is. Like here, I want him really sturdy because of his little legs. So I do put this on cardstock if I'm going to stick him in a pocket. If you're just going to use them for decorations to glue down, you don't need to. But you do need to copy the back because if you glue one like I did here, when you flip it over, you don't want that to be all white. So do copy on the back. And here's some more ephemera. Do not back that. That's going to be put on your card here. Let me find it. Right here. And here is all the backing paper that you have to choose from. I love the colors in this. You can faintly see a beehive back there. Some beautiful flowers. Some more flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of the main pieces cut out. You don't need to watch me over and over cut. And when I get them cut out, I'll come back and we'll get this little beehive assembled. Okay, I've got all my pieces cut out that I wanted to show you how to assemble. I've got everything inked around the edges, and I use Vintage Photo. You can ink if you want. It's a preference. You don't have to. But we're going to line up and make our little pockets here. Let me grab something. Here, here, and here. So that's what we're going to do on our front piece. Take the largest one first. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a very thin line of glue. You can glue this totally, these little stick outs there, all the way around. Because nothing is going to go in the little points here. These little guys. But you want it very thin because we need lots of room for all the stuff we're going to load. And as I said, what you put in yours, what ephemera you select, that's totally preference. You pick what you want. You do you. I just put it all in there so I could show you that it will hold it all. Okay. I'm going to line it up. I usually start at the bottom. Kind of wiggle it around until you get it all lined up. press, clean up any glue. Now we're going to take number 2 pocket. I love this little beehive. It's so cute. It really brings a lot of interest. I'm going to do her beehive journal when she gets finished with the kid. And I'm going to add this little guide to it. And we're going to start at the bottom. I'm kind of holding it up so it doesn't touch until I can kind of visualize where I'm at here. And if you have to trim a little bit off, that's fine. It's not a big deal. We are human. We can't cut 2 things exactly the same. See, there's a little tiny bit hanging off right there from the other side. I'm not even going to worry about it. It kind of gives it a 3D look. Then we're going to take our little bottom pocket. Very same thing. We can glue the little ends here. Very fine line. That's good. Now we have our pockets. 1, 2, 3. Now this is where you need to decide what you're going to do with your loaded pocket. Are you going to glue it all down to your page? Are you going to glue half of it down and leave this side open, or maybe this side, depending on whether you put it on the fold of the page or the open edge? That's what you need to decide now. I'm going to go ahead and cover mine so I can show you how to put this little pocket on. So I'm going to glue them all down. Let me show you a little trick here first. Because this is white, if this gets off a little bit, you're going to be able to see the white. And this just helps. So I take and I ink around the edges. No one's going to see it once that's glued down. But it just gives us a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to do the same to this side. Now you always know why I have inky fingers. I ink everything. There. Now we're going to glue this down to here completely. So I'm going to put glue all over the back. And people ask me what kind of glue I use all the time. I use Aleene's tacky glue. I like it because it's a little bit thicker. It doesn't run and smoosh out the edges so easily. But that's just my preference. You use what you like. When you're gluing pockets down, I would not recommend that you use a glue stick. The glue just isn't as strong. Okay, we're going to start at the bottom again. Get it lined up best we can. And the wet glue also gives you wiggle room. Check the other side. Wow, I did pretty good on this one. Glue hanging off. You can see right here I've got a little tiny part there. We'll just snip him off. ink. And there he is. And also another trick, if you've got just the teeniest tiny bit of the white sticking out, you can always ink your edges. And ink covers up a lot of boo-boos. Now, on the back, we're going to glue our little pocket down. And it is printed on the back because there is a piece on this. I believe it's this one. Yes, they're on the same page. And I printed on the back of this, so my pocket got printed too. So, we're going to glue this side and the bottom is all. Not the top. And I'm not going to glue that little edge right there either. Just the straight edge. Get him lined up. There he goes. Now we have another little pocket here. And that is how we put it together. Very easy. No problems whatsoever. Goes together great. Gives you lots of places to stick all that ephemera. Now here's our little notebook. This little guy. What you're going to do on your scoreboard, if you have a scoreboard. If you don't, that's fine. You don't need one. All you need is, let me grab a thin ruler, the thinnest you can find. Line your ruler right up along this line here. And just use your finger and crease it like so. And that will give you a fold. The little tabs, same way. If you don't have a scoreboard, just line them up and get this edge up against this edge here of the card. And just hold it up and just press against the ruler. And that'll fold in your little tabs there. Once we get that done, all we do is the only part we glue is our little tabs here. And I would normally ink all this around first before I glue my little tabs down. And I ink both sides. Then you just fold them in. Line them up along the edge here. Make sure none's sticking over. Looks good. Give it a press. Because you want all this open here. So you got lots of room there. Fold this one up. Now I do something that I prefer. You can put this on the scoreboard and score right down the center. You would use this side and score right down this line. I take it, I don't score it. I take it, I fold it over and make sure that it's lined up with this edge here. And then we give it a press. That way they're always the same. Sometimes when you score you can get off just a little bit and it would end up kind of looking like that, maybe with that sticking out. But if you fold it over and line up your edges, it'll always fit perfectly for you. This is one of my favorite cards. I never use it like it's supposed to. I love the length, I love the look of it, and Digi always makes one of these in the kits 90% of the time. But the correct way to use it is you're going to score here, either on your scoreboard or with your ruler. Then you're going to fold this back. That's why I said you need to print on the other side. Then you're just going to put your glue here and here. Let's see, where's my little guy? I've been messing with him. I've got stuff all over the place here. Where'd he go? I just had him. Now I lost him. Well, my goodness. I don't know. Here he is. Here he is. And you fold them over just like so. Or you can do like me and do it incorrectly and use the whole thing. But this way, it does give you the intended little pocket here by folding it over. And if you remember in the beginning, I had this thing totally loaded. The other little thing, your stamps. I printed on the back. I scored, folded, scored here, folded it in. You stick that in there, and then when you pull it out, you've got this. Or if you want them separate, just cut right along there. And you have 3 tickets. Now I'm going to show you something about when you do fussy cuts. There's a lot of fussy cuts in this kit, and I love fussy cuts because it's just something new. It's not the same old shapes. You've got all the interesting shapes. It just gives a lot of appeal to your project, but you don't want to cut it out twice. That's a lot of cutting. So I'll pick out a backing. I'll take whatever I'm going to fussy cut, and I don't cut around the edges. I just cut close to it. As you can see, he's all white there in the background. And we're going to put glue on him. This will be a little tricky for me because he's going to be wet. We're not going to wait for him to dry. Just press him down. And now he's got the durability of 2 layers of cardstock to make like these little guys right here. Gives his little legs reinforcement, so you can stick him in a pocket without his little legs bending. But that's how I do it. Then I would just cut away what I'm not using here, and then just fussy cut him out. If you hold your scissors, don't hold them straight like this. Hold them kind of at an angle, and always work close up to your fingers here, and you'll have better luck. You just kind of angle it, and instead of turning your scissors, you turn the paper under your scissors, and you'll get a lot smoother cut. Plus, at an angle, you can see what you're doing better. It doesn't cover up anything. And I won't cut the whole thing out, but you get the idea. I'll just cut around here. Just like so. And just finish cutting it out. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and all the beautiful pieces we have, all the ephemera and pockets and folders. It was fun to make. You decorate yours however you want. You can stick all kinds of stuff in here and all the pockets. You pick out what you want, or you can be like me and use it all. It doesn't matter. It's preference. But we just got stuff, ladies. Tons of stuff, and we can just keep loading it up as you saw in the beginning. I thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Stop on by if you're interested and get yours. Again, it's from Digi and SVG Designs for You, and I will put a link in the description box. Pick up your own set, refer to my tutorial, and easy peasy. Until next time, stay crafty. Bye-bye.